Chronic migraine, 15 or more headache days a month, each lasting 4 hours or more, can make me feel like a spectator in my own life.
Botox, onabotulinum toxin A, prevents headaches in adults with chronic migraine. It's not for those with 14 or fewer headache days a month. It's the #1 prescribed branded chronic migraine preventive treatment.
Prescription Botox is injected by your doctor. Effects of Botox may spread hours to weeks after injection, causing serious symptoms. Alert your doctor right away, as difficulty swallowing, speaking, breathing, eye problems, or muscle weakness can be signs of a life-threatening condition. Patients with these conditions before injection are at highest risk. Side effects may include allergic reactions, neck and injection site pain, fatigue, and headache. Allergic reactions can include rash, welts, asthma symptoms, and dizziness. Don't receive Botox if there's a skin infection. Tell your doctor your medical history, muscle or nerve conditions, including ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease, myasthenia gravis, or Lambert-Eaton syndrome, and medications, including botulinum toxins, as these may increase the risk of serious side effects.
Why wait? Ask your doctor, visit BotoxChronicMigraine.com, or call 1-800-44-BOTOX to learn more.
Springfest means more sun, more fun, and more free at Lowe's. Keep your yard in line with an additional free Ego 56-volt battery when you buy a select Ego mower, trimmer, or blower. Plus, keep landscaping fresh with Stay Green 1 cubic foot garden soil, 5 bags for $10. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 4/8 while supplies last. Selection varies by location. Soil offer excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
Are you stuck staring at your W-2? Are tax refund worries holding you back? You probably have FOMO, the fear of messing up. The fix? Using TurboTax on Intuit Credit Karma. They find every credit and deduction to help you get every refund dollar you deserve, or your money back. It's time to overcome your fear of messing up and get your taxes done right. Start filing today in the Credit Karma app.
Hello and welcome to Paradise. It has only taken, 2 years for me to get Melissa to watch this TV show? And you know what it took us to get here? It was 10 minutes of Moulin Rouge.
Oh my gosh. I realized I don't remember that movie at all. It jumped around so much. The camera angles are like this.
Oh, I hate that.
There's a lot of noise going. It's a good movie. Like, I remember it being very good, but watching it in a theater is different than watching it at home.
Yeah,
and
so
that is a theater movie.
It's not a plane movie either, I bet.
No.
I got a text message from Melissa yesterday at 1:37 p.m. Have you watched Moulin Rouge yet? I said, nope. Let's change it. There's too much going on. My head hurts. I think Baz did coke while directing it, which I said, well, I would bet money on it, of course. So that is how we got to Paradise, the TV show on Hulu starring Sterling K. Brown that I have been begging Melissa to watch since the first release of the first episode. It is phenomenal. It is a TV show I recommend to everybody because it's a TV show that I have to assume this is what Lost fans felt like. And I'm so sorry, Dan Fogelman. I don't mean that to be an insult. I mean in the heyday of Lost when people were watching
that
it live.
First season, when it should have just been a miniseries for the first season.
I feel like how those people must have felt. The way that I seek out everyone talking about it. I seek out all content on it. I am all over Paradise Twitter. I'm on Paradise Instagram. I'm enthralled and I'm obsessed. And I needed someone to talk to about it.
It's funny that you bring up that show because that's exactly how I thought of it when I was watching it.
How it's the beginning. Mm-hmm. And it is, I think, officially confirmed that there's only 3 seasons.
Yes, it's been, I don't know. I think Hulu was getting a lot of things leaked before they're officially announced. One, Jamie Lee Curtis announcing that The Bear was over. Nobody had announced it yet.
That sounds like very much a thing she would do.
Yeah. And then with this, it was weeks ago, you were like, I think it's only going to be 3 seasons. I'm like, I'm pretty sure it's been confirmed that it's 3 seasons. And it was, but then Hulu just confirmed it this week that it's going to be 3 seasons.
You guys
so y'all need to have better NDAs or something because people are just leaking things online.
Yeah, publicists are trying to get their clients hired for the next project. And they said, don't worry, they're free after this. only 3 seasons.
Mm-hmm.
But because of that, it is what like Lost should have been.
Yeah.
So we watched, initially it was just going to be the first episode, but then you were like, there's not enough.
There's just not, things happen, but it's just not enough things to happen to talk about. Like, we could talk about it in 10 minutes and then this episode would be over with.
Well, I also think that how I would like hook people into watching the show is like, imagine if HBO made The Good Place, like where it's like there's a little bit of a reveal and like you're starting to like you're learning as you're going on for it, but like the first pilot is like not the show that you're watching season 2. It's also like not the premise of it is revealed to you as it goes on, and so there's so many other storylines there, but it's obviously a little less colorful and sparkly than The Good Place. The Good Place is still heavy, but like packaged with saturation and all of those other things.
So this is What Am I Watching? A show where we watch movies, TV, whatever we want to watch, and then comment on it. We give a recap and we also share our own thoughts about what's happening within the show or medium that we're looking at.
Hell yeah. So this is your first time watching it. I want your initial... Did you have any concept? Like, I don't know if you were spoiled for this or anything.
No, I didn't. I knew. Okay. This is what I knew. I knew that this was a show starring Sterling K. Brown and
James Marsden.
That's what was told to me.
Yeah.
This is how they made it look, and I thought it was smart. So James Marsden is the president, and Sterling K. is the head of Secret Service. And they made it seem like it was a twofer. They did interviews where Sterling K. was like, or people had commented like, this is the first time that Sterling K. is number 1 on the call sheet. And if you don't know what a call sheet is, it is the information that goes out during the shoot of a TV show or movie. And the first person is the lead. So everybody gets a number assigned to them. That's the number that they have throughout the whole production. And it goes from the lead of the show down to, even if it's a featured extra, they still get a number, but they're usually lower, not usually, they are lower in the numbering system. And so they were talking about how this is the first time that he got the number 1 on a call sheet. And the interviewer had asked something like, was this like an argument, or like, did you guys decide like who was going to be number 1? And James had said something like, no, like he deserves it. This is what he needs. So they were really selling this as like a twofer. And that's not what it is.
No, the marketing in the trailer, I remember being like, oh, like a buddy TV show about and I want to say that like, I knew it was about the president in like the first couple trailers, but then by the time I watched the first episode, like I'm not thinking about this being presidential at all. And then you have that kind of reminder that happens. But the entire show, you feel so intentionally misled with wonderful payoff. Yep. And I hate being misled in a way that is like transparent. And I'm like, I know you're hiding something or lying something or whatever, but like the storytelling from different perspectives to kind of piece everything together is so fun. But yeah, I felt like how it was marketed, not really, really not what I thought.
It was really smart, especially because Jury Duty had ended too. And like James Marsden is a great actor. Like he plays so many different roles. He can do anything. Even in this role, he has these like presidential quirks that I've never seen him have in anything else. And I've seen him in so many different things. He can play a prince. He can play the boy next door. He can play a robot. Like he plays so many different characters. And I thought that his choices, they were very small, but like you could see how he was really like taking on this role. And Sterling K. is just magnanimous. Like,
oh my God. I think he's kind of a key in all, like he makes everybody better. Like it's everybody's like best performance I've ever seen. Cause I'm like, well, it's like playing tennis with Serena. Like it's just like you have someone who like makes you show up even better. And like, they're just phenomenal.
Even the actress, Julianne Nicholson, who plays Sinatra, she was in the last season of Hacks.
Oh, really?
Which you haven't
seen. Not ever seen yet.
But she's playing somebody called Dance Mom, who is a TikTok star that they're now representing. And she dances, but she's not actually a mom. She's just like the mom of dancing. And she's also like on pills. And she's doing like the very bad like white woman in her 40s dancing. And it's so funny. She's so funny. And
Polar opposite.
Yes. And then I was looking at her IMDb and she's not in any genre. This woman can just pick something and nail it. And so I thought that was really interesting too.
The casting is like phenomenal. That like there are people who, if I saw them walking down the street, I would know a thing. I would know that person and I'm running the other way because the performance is so good that I'm like, I worry that I will not be able to support your other projects because I am afraid of you. And like that is like a level of acting that I think is so phenomenal, especially because like you have people who are recognizable. Like you have people who you're like, oh, I've seen you in other things before, but like I've never seen you like this. And now this performance is going to color everything else because I'm like, I didn't know you could do this at all. So I love to hear it. So yeah, I guess we open up I think they filmed this in Sherman Oaks. I don't know. Agora Hills, Westlake, whatever little lake they're on. Beautiful homes, gorgeous little houses. And he's on a run, Sterling K. Brown.
Well, he's in bed. He gets out of bed and he's looking and we see he's getting dressed for the morning and he's got scars on his front and then he's got a bullet wound on his back.
And the space in the bed is empty next to him. And he's, looking at it longingly. So we're seeing, okay, you've got some history. And then he takes off on his run, waves to his neighbor. It's like, who is this neighbor? Like this,
and it's very casual too. Like just like, hey guy.
On the run. And on the run, we very quickly see they are on the lot. They are on the lot, which I think as we get to the reveal of this is the best fucking choice they could have made.
Yes. As I'm watching this, I was like, oh, that's where I was packing bags for Thanksgiving.
And like people will be like, oh my God, like that's the Gilmore Girls gazebo. That's where they did Pretty Little Liars. That's where they did X, Y, and Z and all of that. And that I think adds to this so much because there's a lot of things that film on the lot and they won't ever do an aerial view because there are ways that you can make it look different. There are ways that you can do that. But in general, once you have a show that's got like Gilmore Girls, Pretty Little Liars, shows that are like huge, like lots of episodes, they're not really worried about that aspect of you connecting that this is on the same lot. This, they want to show you that immediately, which I think was such a smart move. Comes back and then we are introduced to the kids.
But we should talk about where he stops on his run. He runs and then he stops. And he talks to an agent.
Billy?
Yeah, because he's like, I ate some soup. I gotta go shit. One of the other agents is going to come tag me in.
Unfortunately, we also see him shitting.
Yes, we do.
More men in compromising positions on TV, please.
Yeah, but I like this because it felt very real. The dialogue on this show is excellent. It's really something that you got to listen to pick up on the little bits, but like that, I don't think I've heard people talk like that in a drama before. In a very real situation, people will joke about it in a comedy, but this was very real and it also sets up later what's happening.
The whole thing, it's so well written, it feels like it could have all been improv. And like that to me is like the best possible compliment for writing because it's not like everyone talks the same. Everybody's on the same show. They're communicating, but like everybody communicates differently. Which I think is impressive. And also like I think the episodes are almost an hour long each, which also helps because you can have that room to breathe.
They're like 40 something minutes. I'm all for ads. I switched to Hulu ads because I was like, we need to support the ads. Whoever is doing the drop for the ads are not putting them in the right places. And then also it would just freeze when there was supposed to be an ad where I had to restart.
Oh, weird.
Hulu. So I will be going back to ad free.
See, I'm an ad girl. I like a break.
I do love. I
love
wanted to like. I was like. I was like cooking, making lunch. I went to the bathroom, but then it just stopped. And then I was like, is my TV on? I tried
Oh.
to fast forward. Nothing happened. I had to restart my TV like 2 times for it to keep going.
Maybe you haven't had ads for so long that they're trying to figure out what they need to have you targeted for. And I wonder, are you going to join me and my neighbors? Theirs are all in English. Half of ours are in Spanish. They think
when I do have the ads, they are mostly in Spanish.
Yeah, we are a
Prime.
Mexican couple who is gay with plaque psoriasis.
Yeah, on Prime, because it doesn't matter. Even if you pay for no ads, you still get ads. So on Prime, I would get a lot of things in Spanish.
Yep. And I will say, we also recently, I think they think we have a dog now. We are getting one for a dog medication. And every time Mott's would miss this ad, like he'd be doing something else. And the whole time I'm so confused because they keep saying one of the side effects of this medication for dogs is anorexia. And I'm like, what? Are they using that term wrong? Because like anorexia is like not like, that's like it's like a mental health condition. Like it's not something that like you can, if it's not like a loss of appetite, like no, it's a control-based mental health condition. And so I'm getting like ridiculously motherfucking confused because it keeps saying that a side effect of this is anorexia in dogs. And I'm like, how do you know that that's what is happening with dog? Like that's so fucking weird. And I find out after seeing it like 9 times, Mott's finally hears it and he goes, what? And I go, that's what I've been trying to tell you. Turns out with their fast-speaking pharmaceutical voice, it's not actually what they're saying, but they're talking so fast, that's exactly what it sounds like. And guess what? It's something else. It's like a anaspaxia something. Just means they're a little wobbly. And I go, okay. Well, here I am thinking that people are willingly making their dogs anorexic. And I'm like, the fact that you've studied this enough to know that it's anorexia, and then you're saying like, hey, fair warning, just like, go for it though. Huh? An epidemic of anorexic dogs. I was wrong. So sorry. Continue.
Then we're at the kids. So he goes to the kids. We learn that the daughter is very concerned about her father's health and is making him eggs. And yeah, that's pretty much all we got from that. But I like even the kids. They feel like real kids and not like. Sometimes with kids, they'll make them very much annoying.
Yes. Like
annoying know-it-alls, Manny. Or they make them that they're dumb, but these just feel like kids.
Because already these child actors are being treated like adults on a set, which I don't want. I want them to be treated like kids. Put kid gloves on.
Right.
They are kids.
K-pop demon hunters Saja Boy's breakfast meal and Huntrix meal have just dropped at McDonald's. They're calling this a battle for the fans. What do you say to that, Rumi?
It's not a battle. So glad the Saja Boys could take breakfast and give our meal the rest of the day.
It is an honor to share.
No, it's our honor.
It is our larger honor.
No, really. Stop.
You can really feel the respect in this battle. Pick a meal to pick a side.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. At participating McDonald's while supplies last.
Refreshing wild cherry cola meets smooth cream. The treat you deserve. Pepsi Wild Cherry and Cream. Treat yourself.
So good, so good, so good.
New spring arrivals are at Nordstrom Rack stores now. Get ready to save big with up to 60% off Rag & Bone, Marc Jacobs, Free People, and more.
How did I not know Rack has Adidas?
Because there's always something new.
Join the Nordy Club to unlock exclusive discounts, shop new arrivals first, and more. Plus, buy online and pick up at your favorite Rack store for free. Great brands, great prices. That's why you Rack.
So then he goes to check on the president, Cal Bradford, in his room. And he's knocking on the door. No one's answering. He's like, okay, I'm coming in. And he opens the door and the president is dead on the floor, bullet wound.
Blood everywhere.
Yep.
Where do you think that we are at this point? Like, I was like, are we supposed to be at Camp David? Like, not at Camp David, but like, are we on...
At first, I was like, is this supposed to be DC? Because it does not look like DC at all.
No.
And I was like very upset about it not looking like DC at all. But then I was like, okay, something else is going on. But
I had the exact same feeling. And I go, they can't even give us the scandal green screen
right.
of DC. Like, come on. Like, we know. They know how to do that. We're not even getting that the first time around. And I was like, odd. And I was like, why are we in Brentwood? Like, is he? I at that point had thought that he was no longer active as the president. I thought he had finished his term and this was his security.
So that's what I thought when we get the flashback in 2 seconds. So when we get the flashback, he's talking about the president is alive because it's a flashback, but he's saying that I've got 4 more years in office and I'm going to retire. I'm going to be rich. You're going to come with me. I'm getting a divorce because my wife doesn't want to be with me. Like, we're just going to kick it. I need somebody that's going to be fun. Are you fun?
He stresses this so
and
hard.
He's like, and I think it's a good look that you're black.
And then he goes, so you're hiring me to come back. No, I'm so sorry. Did you mishear me the first time? Are you fun? The last guy, old, boring. I like that you're black, but I need you to be fun. That's more important to me.
Because he's a progressive Democrat from the South.
Yep, exactly.
And he is doing, like, James is doing a good job with the accent, too, because it's very subtle.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't, because a lot of times people do Southern accents and they'll go straight to Bill Clinton.
Yeah. By the way, there's a man currently on, they're doing a Jeopardy that is like second chance at love or whatever, where it's like people who were close that didn't make it to like win the episode to move on, which I love the concept. There is a man on there who has what I think needs to be, burn it on a DVD. That accent needs to be sent to every dialect coach ever. It is the most, like, it's exactly what you think of when you think of like the Southern drawl that I go, this is what everybody tries to do in those movies. This is what George Clooney tries to do in the movie. Like, it is the most, like, melodic. And I have just been repeating everything he says in his accent, hoping that maybe I'll be able to do it one day.
Yeah,
but God,
you had some Southern roles you had to.
I'm so sorry. When they give you when they don't even just break a state down into quadrants, they go, now this quadrant, now a little to the right, with that accent. And I go, I'm so sorry.
I mean, the thing is, Tennessee, everybody sounds different depending on where you are. So that's what they had to do for you.
And I was like, I'm so. And then when I watched the movie, that's not the accent that person had.
Of course not.
Nope.
All right. So then we're back in present time, and Colin studies the crime scene and discovers that Bradford's tablet is missing.
Mm-hmm. Safe is open. It looks like a targeted somewhat of a robbery. And then we also see on the nightstand are 2 gold hoop earrings.
Mm-hmm. And then we get another flashback that reveals that the president's marriage is troubled and he and his wife plan to separate once the presidential term is over. And
very much giving Fitz and Mellie.
Yeah. I mean, also, when we see later who he's having an affair with, I was like, oh my gosh. Here we go again.
No, as soon as that happened, I said, oh, you know your target audience. You know exactly. This is, and I will say, I think half the people who are like live tweeting about this are the same people who are live tweeting Scandal. And I'm like, we're all back. We got everybody back together again.
Then Collins ignores protocol and calls Billy back, who's on the toilet. It's like, you need to get back here.
And he goes, I told you I have diarrhea.
As I realized, because I didn't know what this show was at all.
Yep, intentionally.
And so as I'm realizing that, okay, this is going to be a mystery that we're piecing things together, I go, well, Billy was just lying about being, like, having stomach issues. He just needed to get out of there because he knew that they're going to find the president dead. But no, when we cut to him sitting on the toilet, that confirms that he did need to shit all day.
And by the way, I want to say he's not even wearing a shirt, which is how you know he has diarrhea, because
you're sweating, because you're sweating and you need to easily be able to get into the shower.
And you need to be able to grip those walls.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, my God, I got to get off the phone.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is.
Yeah. And Collins is like, take some Imodium and get your ass down here.
Uh-huh. And he says specific phrasing of Christian Laettner? Something.
Yeah. But it was like the president is dead, essentially.
Yeah.
And so he then orders the area to be placed on immediate lockdown and says that they just need 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And then Collins and Billy begin searching the area. Collins tells Billy, don't take any pictures, don't make any notes. I just need you to take mental images. And so they're looking for clues And then Colin goes and reviews with the security of the CCTV footage. And the footage makes Colin look suspicious since he was the last person known to have seen the president alive.
Yeah. And it looks like a heated discussion as the door shuts.
Yep. And then it's also revealed that Colin's superior, Bradshaw, who was romantically involved with Special Agent Robinson, who he's romantically involved with is Special Agent Robinson,
Yes.
had met with a powerful official named Samantha, also known as Sinatra. Then we get another flashback showing Collins once taking a bullet while they're at like a press conference. And I was like, this is somebody who works in production that has thought about this. They had him pull out the gun from a boom mic, which was brilliant, honestly.
Double meaning, boom, boom.
And he took the bullet. And when he lands, he's like, are you all right, President? And the president's like, it didn't hit me. That blood did not come from me. It came from you. Again, I thought this was going to be a bigger thing, but we just get in and out.
No, that was like the part watching this for the first time and then watching it back for the second time. I have to give Dan Fogelman like so many kudos. I didn't watch This Is Us because like I don't like intentional sadness. Like I don't like to go into something and I like that it was advertised like that versus Parenthood, which got me hooked. Oh, we're having fun. And then it's like, oh no, you're actually just stabbing me in the heart and in the back multiple times. That was actually really fucked up. So I had no desire to watch This Is Us because of that. But like everyone talked about how well the acting was. And the fact that like timelines are the hardest thing for writers for writing just like in general, like to keep a timeline succinct and to keep everything like people love being like pointing out, well, this doesn't work, or like continuity or whatever. But to have it in a way that like you're not getting like 3 months ago, you're not getting a 6 month, like it's interwoven in a way that like the coloring is slightly different. So you know it's in the past, but you don't know where it's placed in the past. So like as a viewer, being able to follow a timeline that's like not being laid out explicitly for you, that's just giving you bits and pieces of it, and you can still follow the storyline, and then you can continue to connect the dots over and over and over again. I'm like, that's so fucking impressive. And like, I love that is what he also approached this show with, because like every episode, something is revealed, but you're always satisfied, but you're also always curious and wanting more, which I love, as opposed to like a buildup of like one secret. And like, what is it? And also like the same way that like what the show is now on season 2 is like so different than what I thought the show was going to be, for season 2, but also what I thought the show was from the pilot.
Yeah. So then their relationship later becomes strained, especially over issues connected to Colin's wife. And the two ultimately fell out. So during another one, the flashback where they originally met, the president was asking Collins, like, was your wife do you want more kids? And Collins is like, we're not going to have any more kids because she is a scientist and she wants to focus on her career now. And so that's the information we know about her. So then, meanwhile, Billy and Jane seem to be concealing something. And then the CCTV footage shows that Billy had fallen asleep while on duty. Which I'm like, he was probably nope, that was before. That food probably was like getting to him.
Yeah. The immune system was like, ooh, we're going to be fighting something off later. Get some shut-eye while you can.
Right before the president was killed, the security footage goes dark. Billy did not wake up until well after the killer had been likely escaped through the balcony. And then understanding how serious the situation is, Colin calls a code red and summons all the major stakeholders to the president's residence. And even with all this, I'm like, where the fuck are we?
I thought we were on vacation.
He was questioned about his final conversation with Bradford. This too, I'm like, the fuck is Sinatra? Like, who is she? Why is she here? Why are we doing a lie detector test with this? And then who is this lady with her that's her therapist?
Who is this hot therapist with beautiful, perfectly curled hair? Like, with her gorgeous balayage. And I'm like, did they fly? Are you also on vacation?
Right. So then we get another flashback, which confirms their falling out, was because it's tied to the wife. And as the story moves forward back in time, Bradford and Sinatra share highly classified information with Collins, the same information that has been stored on this stolen tablet. Also, the therapist goes in and asks the question, did you want the president dead? And on her hand, it's written, say yes. So then we also know that they have some type of relationship as well.
The way when that first happened, the first time I saw it, I said, oh, I'm so fucking in this show. Like, I love, like, we've got like a story within a conspiracy, within a story, within all of that. Like, I love the drama of that.
So the same information stored on the tablet, they tell him that the planet is facing a coming catastrophe. And then in the present, Colin rushes home determined to figure out who killed Bradford. And the show ends with a twist. The city where Collins and the others live is actually an underground city created as a safe haven after a catastrophic apocalypse.
And we get it from like the same place where they say, here's where you are at the mall, like one of those like digital signs of being like, oh, dawn delay or sunset delayed 1 hour for maintenance. Mm-hmm. And then you get the slow pan up and you see the seam in the sky and you keep pulling out, and you see a giant light as the sun.
Yep.
And it just ends.
Yep. Also, there is a man that is putting fake ducks in the water.
Yep. He's like changing the batteries on the ducks and the song playing and like another day in paradise. And I was like, my God, damn. Yeah. Hitting us over the head with it in the best way possible.
Mm-hmm. And that was episode 1.
Which
so
is
see, this would have only been 30 minutes if I had just watched that.
So one of the things I wrote down about James Marsden, I can't believe he hasn't played a president before because so many...
Has he not?
I don't think so, because so many actors, like once you've played the president once, that's kind of like a chew-in of like the same thing of playing like CSI or something crime. Like you are going to get cast as that a lot. And like a lot of people will use the same actors as presidents. But I think he did such a great version of a president because like when you think of like a Fitz or whatever, like there are people who like you tie them to prior presidents.
He played JFK in The Butler.
Okay, that's the specific president.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So, but I think what he does that's so good is that, like, call me crazy, I think one of his inspirations for this was George W. Bush.
Yes.
But, like, he has this pretty boy, which George W. Bush was not, he was not a pretty boy. But, like, he specifically plays this version of, like, I'm dumb. But I'm not that dumb. But I'm not going to let you know that I'm not that dumb.
He's constantly asking questions to test people.
Yes. And, like, you start to see that, like, he clearly trusts Collins and is, like, like all of that kind of stuff. And then you see that, like, Collins does not trust him. And it seems like the only person that Collins trusts is Billy. And so, like, the whole thing I just find fascinating. And, like, again, most people will, like, draw inspiration from a singular president. But I'm like, I feel like you drew inspiration from many, but one of the ones is like one of the least expected, which would be George W. Bush.
I think it's George W., Bill Clinton, and Barack Obama all mixed in one.
That's
is exactly what it is.
Such a unique choice. And I think it also grounds it in believable reality because this is a person who would be elected for president today.
Yep.
Which makes you feel like you don't really know what timeline this is in, which I think is interesting.
Yeah.
So, love it.
All right, episode 2.
Yep. Makes me think of Under the Dome, though, which you never watched, did you?
No.
Loved that show.
This episode is brought to you by Fandango. People say fans are too distracted these days. But the truth is, when a great movie hits the screen, you show up. You stay glued, invested, part of the story. And without fans like you, there'd be no cinema magic, no shared moments. So head to Fandango.com to get tickets, stream, or rent or buy top movies and series. Fandango loves fans.
Protein is now at Starbucks, and it's never tasted so good. You can add protein cold foam to your favorite drink or try one of our new protein lattes or matcha. Try it today at Starbucks.
Go further with the American Express Business Gold Card. Earn 3 times membership rewards points on flights and prepaid hotels when you book through AmexTravel.com. Whether your destination is a business conference or a client meeting, your purchases will help you earn more points for future trips. Experience more on your travels with Amex Business Gold. Terms apply. Learn more at americanexpress.com/business-gold. Amex Business Gold Card. Built for business by American Express.
So now this episode is called Sinatra. The other episode I didn't mention is called Wildcat is Down.
Mm-hmm.
So we open 12 years before the present with Samantha, also known as Sinatra, assembling some of the brightest minds of the world. And I didn't realize where we were. I must have looked down, or they didn't say. I was like, I gotta figure this out. But I didn't I thought we were still in present day at this moment.
No, that's
I was like, what the?
They do that intentionally.
Yeah. I was like, what is going on?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, are they meeting to talk about the president's death? Because we did see her on the balcony with him at one point. So then we learn that Samantha has been overseeing the evacuation of an underground city, although her true purpose for the building is not yet explained. In the present, Collins finds one of Bradford's cigarettes and notices a 6-digit number written on it.
Mm-hmm.
And then we also
it's also from the cigarette pack that ended with the last episode with an X on it.
Yes.
That he wrote in his blood.
Yeah.
That he swiped from the crime scene.
Mm-hmm. And they asked him, did he take anything? And he says no.
Mm-hmm.
We also get a wider look at the city, which appears outwardly normal and ordinary despite its unusual origins.
Mm-hmm.
And then as Samantha prepares a eulogy for Bradford, we learn more about her past and that she was the richest self-made woman in the world. So we get a flashback.
We get a flashback to 2 insufferable tech people in the Bay Area. And they nailed it. They nailed it. Because they also nail him being like, I'm not that guy. You are that guy. Mm-hmm. You're just a less successful version.
Yep.
So you play in an intramural league, which is what they do.
So the flashback shows how she met her husband in a pub, and the two had a loving marriage. They're bantering back and forth. She also lies about how much money she's about to come into from her investments in her company. She's like, at first she says something like
$4 billion.
Yeah. And then later she reveals actually it's like
24 billion or 40 billion.
Yeah. So much more than that. She's like, I don't know why I lied. $1 billion is $1 billion.
Once you hit that B,
no.
Ooh. That's a different, that's a different level.
Yeah. So then their happiness was shaken when their oldest son became ill. Well, it's their only son. They have a son and a daughter. Their son became chronically ill. In the present, Collins is brought. I can tell every time you're making these little face things that are like, oh, that's going to be in the future. That's something you need to look at.
No, but I have to say also, there's a lot of shit that I have more puzzle pieces. I don't know the puzzle. There are things that I can't wait for you to get to where I'm at because I'm literally staying up at night, looking at theories, being like, what is this? And Max is like, I don't know. And I'm like, what does this mean?
So in the present, Collins is brought in for questioning because he was the last person known to have seen Bradford alive.
And it seems like everyone kind of knows that they had a tumultuous working relationship. He seems to be the one that everyone is looking at kind of immediately because I think it wasn't necessarily a secret that they weren't getting along.
Especially after what happened, too.
Yeah. And specifically, not even that Bradford and him,
he's just broken.
Unhappy with him.
Yeah. During the interview, Gabrielle takes control of the questioning and asks Collins whether he secretly resented Bradford. She quietly shows Colin her palm, which has the word "say yes" written on it. Colin pauses, but eventually says yes. Gabriella then argues that this admission actually makes him less likely to be the killer, and Samantha agrees with this assessment. Collins is later placed on leave, which he doesn't want to take because he wants to solve this. And then we see through a flashback that Samantha is struggling emotionally with her son's illness. During that period, that's when she meets Gabriella, a grief specialist who helps her cope with what her family is going through. And then elsewhere in the present, the residents gather for a town hall. And this also, I'm still like, what the fuck is going on? We're just having a meeting and everybody in the town's invited. I thought this was going to be a press conference.
Yep. And where's everybody else? Because we're just seeing the same faces.
Yeah. So the town's leaders publicly announced that Bradford died of natural causes. And then the new president is sworn in. And that was another thing. I was like, when all this is happening, why is the vice president not here?
I think he's definitely played a vice president before.
Props. At the same time, Presley, Colin's oldest daughter, skips the town hall gathering. She follows Bradford's son to the library, where she just casually is looking at a book and waiting for him to look up at her. There he admits that he regrets arguing with his father shortly before his death. And then we get more flashbacks. Because in the first episode, we saw that the president had invited his son over and he had made pasta from scratch. It was actually pretty sad.
Yeah, and it's like the security footage of watching him make the pasta and then getting the phone or the text and then just eating it alone.
Yeah. And so more flashbacks reveal that Samantha and Bradford once attended a lecture about a coming catastrophic event that would destroy the world. Samantha becomes deeply invested in the warning and tracks down the speaker to learn more. Back in the present, Collins tells Billy that he does not trust Samantha. Meanwhile, young Bradford shows Presley the planes that had originally brought them in the underground city. And again, I'm like, you just have access to go into this warehouse that has all this stuff and nobody's guarding this? And then the episode ends on an emotional flashback in which Samantha asks her dying son what heaven looks like to him. And he tells her, just like here, but with more horse rides, because we saw in another flashback that he was on a horse after he had picked out some ice cream to eat. And then it was like one of those toy horses outside a grocery store. And then he just kind of collapsed. And that's how they found out, or that's how his condition got worse.
Yep.
And then that memory explains why there are so many horses throughout the underground town.
Oh, I didn't even put that together. Huh.
So that's that episode. A lot happens, but also a lot doesn't happen.
Yeah, there's a lot being withheld. Like, we're getting that. I have to say, though, I don't know where they filmed that grocery store, but it looks identical to the Molly Stones in San Francisco, which I was like, that would be remarkable. Because, like, I know a lot of grocery stores look the same, but, like, they really did nail. Typically, a lot of people think you can do California for California, but like San Francisco looks so fucking different.
Every part of
LA.
California looks different than what people think California looks like.
So I was like just so impressed with that because I was like, pretty.
It looked like also the grocery store that was in One Battle After Another, where he still sells sunglasses.
Yeah, yeah. I hate that fucking movie.
I hate it too.
Good sleep is everything. That's why Ollie's Science Bag Support is made with a blend of melatonin and L-theanine for both kiddos and grown-ups. So when your mind won't switch off, you've got something that can help. Your racing thoughts and restless nights won't stand a chance. Find Ollie Sleep Solutions for the whole family at ollie.com. That's OLLY.com.
With Plan B emergency contraception, we're in control of our future. It's backup birth control you take after unprotected sex that helps prevent pregnancy before it starts. It works by temporarily delaying ovulation, and it won't impact your future fertility. Plan B is available in all 50 U.S. states at all major retailers near you, with no ID, prescription, or age requirement needed. Together, we've got this. Follow Plan B on Insta at Plan B One Step to learn more. Use as directed.
This episode is brought to you by State Farm. Listening to this podcast? Smart move. Being financially savvy? Smart move. Another smart move? Having State Farm help you create a competitive price when you choose to bundle home and auto. Bundling, just another way to save with the Personal Price Plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
What I love about this is that, like, there are questions that I have watching these first two episodes again that I still have. And I'm wondering, like, do they have jobs? Like, how do people make money? Like, what is, like, is money a thing?
I was thinking they didn't need to make money. Everybody just has their home.
Yeah. And so my question was, when I was asking you if anything came that you made you think of this, the one thing I thought of is, like, if you you can tell it's a lot of white people. Like it is still very similar to like it feels like, and we'll get to like understand it a bit more, but like, you know, Sinatra's like a bajillionaire, and she has what we view. She's created this space, and it's quite white. Like it's very, very white. That like thinking of it immediately, I was like, who's doing Presley's hair?
Well, her friend is black at school. We don't know what her mom does, if that mom is in the picture, so.
But I think, like, and even as, like, we go on, like, there is the conversation that the president had with Collins about being, like, it's good optics to have that even in this made-up, sanctuary, safe place or whatever, those differences are still there. Like, she is one of the only black girls in her class. And so all of that feels very, like, obviously, like, intentional, but, like, picking up on watching it the second time. Because the first time I had the question of, like, who's doing her hair? Like, I'm not seeing...
You didn't know what was happening, period.
No. And, like, I'm not seeing anyone... Every time we've cut to, like, a larger group scenes, like, there are hardly any black people. And so then continue watching all of this. It's like, oh, there is still... his resentment towards whatever, whether it's an entity or a person, like, you can tell that it is not something that... It is something that existed out of this place, but it's still existing within this place, which I just thought was like...
And he outright calls the president racist.
I also fully forgot that we see with the president's wife. I was like, is she in the show? Like, I really don't remember. And then she pops up and I go, oh, fully forgot. Like, fully forgot.
So then she's not important later.
But she might be later on. Like, she might come back and be important later on, but I, like, fully forgot. But I also love, like, the depiction of, like, grief as, like, a through line through everything. Like, Sinatra's grieving her son, but also we don't know what Collins is grieving. We just know that something happened.
They said
and
his wife died.
It is implied that his wife is not here.
And then also the kids are talking. Their kids are talking about they're also talking about their grief with their parents. Yeah.
And like
are no longer with us. Where they are could still be there, but yeah.
But even just like the grieving of like when people see that like the sunset is delayed, it's like there's grief in all of all of this, and we're seeing how people deal with it differently. And I just think that it's so good. And also, I know you don't know who this is, but for anybody who's watched the show, I just need to talk about. I need someone else to understand. The scientist who is like terrified of flying looks exactly like Zoe Sugg's brother, Joe Sugg. And every time I go, that looks like Dr. Joe.
I know who he is.
Yep. So
at least I think he's been on Grace's podcast, but I know who he is.
I could see that.
Yeah.
But I love the world building of this. And like, I cannot stress, like, season 1 is so good. Season 2 is like almost a completely different show, and it's also somehow better than season 1. And like, it is just fucking phenomenal. And episode 7, I keep saying, once you get to episode 7, and then once you get to season 2, once you get to episode 4,
you're gonna hate me saying this.
You don't want to keep watching it.
No,
you have to.
It's not my type of show. Like, there's no like. I like things that have a soapy element to it, and there's not like that. Like, it's the seriousness. It's like How to Get Away with Murder without the hijinks.
So
I want the hijinks, and it's not like I'm not saying it's a bad show. It's well written.
Totally.
This is a show that I would study. Like, I will download the screenplay for this and read this screenplay and study everything about it. But it's not a show that I watch for enjoyment.
I will say, if you can power through hijinks,
I don't like shows that I power through, because usually when I get to that point, it's still not what I want. Because people will say that. They're like, just power through. And I get there and I'm like, okay. Like,
it definitely does get more hijinks-y. And like, I will say the pacing of the first 2, what you had texted before, because you texted like, I'm going to watch 2 because there's not enough with 1. I hadn't rewatched 1 yet. And even Mats was like, oh my God, nothing fucking happened in this episode.
Yes.
For a show where so much happens, it does take until like season 2 is like complete opposite. Like season 2, it's like it is not like a slow build or a slow burn. It is like different puzzle pieces coming together, but it's like nonstop. Like it is just like after. And then, but this season, I think it's once you get to probably 5 or something, it's just nonstop pace. But there's only 7 episodes.
I know, but that's still, I would still have to get 3 more episodes in before I get there.
Read the summary and just watch episode 7.
And also, like, there's so much other TV that I like love and want to watch that I'm not getting to, but this just isn't. It's just not my type of show.
It is my type of show, like,
I know
to a
it
T.
is. Yeah.
I would love if you just, if it's a show you would study, read the summary and then just watch episode 7.
Okay, I can do that. You
Like-
can also spoil it for me too.
Well, that's like the part that like I don't even know that I would be able to spoil.
Accurately say.
Yeah, because like it's just.
I mean, like, to get me to that point. To 7.
I don't even know if that I would be able to remember every aspect, but specifically episode 7, I've never seen a TV show that feels like a orchestra. Like it literally has like a build in a way that like feels like different instrument. Like it's just done in a way that it's like nonstop. Like it feels like everything has been like paced and measured to get up to this point where you're like pausing because you're like, wait, what? Like it goes so fast. It's like the floodgates have like burst open and that kind of a thing, which I think is so. Everything built up and led to that point. But regardless, you can just get the information and read it and then see how it is done. Because it's just made and like, it's just, the episode itself is just done really well. They shoot it differently than they've done any of the other. It's like a intentional build up to like a climax of it. And then I do think you would enjoy season 2 more if that got you to that point.
Michelle shows up, so that's one part of it. I was like, maybe I'll just go watch her episodes.
But oh my God, there's one part that like, if you just read it, I don't know that it's gonna hit the same. Fuck.
The thing is, I don't think it's gonna hit me the same way that it hit you.
No, because
I like more. I like shows that have more. The soapiness of it, like
there's one specific storyline that is like the soapiest thing ever, but it's such a big reveal that I'm like, fuck, do I want to spoil it for you? But I would say that the season 2 is.
The lighting's even from what just like images I've seen, the lighting's different, and I'm like, they changed the show.
Shailene Woodley will be nominated for an Emmy. Not kidding. Like, she will be nominated for an Emmy because of this. And, like, it is an insane, phenomenal performance. But, like, it gives you everything that you didn't know that you wanted after season 1.
Yeah. Yeah. Avia also has recently watched it. Like, she finished it last night. And she was like, this was very different than what I thought it would be. She watched it all in, like, 2 days. But she enjoyed the first season more than the second season.
A lot of people have said that, and it just boils down to like what preference do you have. But I think season 1 and season 2 are so polar opposite, and season 3 is going to be a meeting of those two things because it all drives the plot forward. But there is nothing more melodramatic and like soapy than the last line of the next to last episode. So the last episode comes out on Monday. The way that this episode ended, one right before the finale, has me feeling like I am on a soap opera subreddit with the fucking theories that I am trying to come up with. And I sound like a crazy person. And I'm like, it's just like so outlandish and so wild, but it feels so grounded. So you're like, that's what I said. I feel like I'm in that tinfoil hat meme that I'm like, is that what this is? Like, is this that?
Okay. Well, thank you for introducing me to the show.
I'm addicted.
Yeah. So, everybody tune in. It's on Hulu.
Tune in.
Join us on Monday for another episode of Don't Blame Me. And then next week we'll be doing...
Undecided.
Okay. Check the show notes. All right. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you later.
Bye.
we'll be watching you.
Okay.
That should be the tagline. Get it?
That's a good, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll be watching you.
This is a Sister Sign production hosted by me, Megan Rinks.
And me, Melissa D. Montz, plus Diamond Imprint Productions.
Post-production by Coco Lorenz.
Production assistance by Melanie D. Watson.
And music by Ryan Hunter and Giacomo Picasso.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. I don't know if you knew this, but anyone can get the same premium wireless for $15 a month plan that I've been enjoying. It's not just for celebrities. So do like I did and have one of your assistants switch you to Mint Mobile today. I'm told it's super easy to do at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.